Oh, hi, guys. Oh, hi.
I'm the first to the scene, as always.
We've been here for ages. Sebastian. Good morning, Mr. Debeste.
What? You? How did you get here before me?
Greetings, Prosecutor Edgeworth. I see you have arrived early. Or maybe it is you who are late, Judge Courtney. I have many matters which require my attention. I'm a judge. I have no time to waste. Apparently, they've been doing all of these trials with one judge for years. You should see the backlog. It's fantastic. Anyway, I have a lot of work to do trying to catch up for this other judge who's very weird. Unlike a certain prosecutor who was taken off the case and is still wasting his time with it. Good. Oh, my apologies. I had forgotten that you were assisting the defense attorney.
An assistant can never be the best. You've fallen like the rest. First time I've used those two rhyming words in a joke. I invented it.
You just say whatever you like, don't you? Let's begin our examination of the courtyard, Sebastian.
All right, I'll call them in over.
Hold it. That'll be unnecessary.
What?
We have already finished the investigation of the courtyard. You've been bested. I enjoy saying your name.
Bested? Me?
Judge Courtney. Your reasoning from yesterday. Watch me shatter it to pieces. I would advise you to choose your words more carefully. Have you forgotten that the fate of your badge rests in my hands? I have had enough of such coercion. Can't you think of some other way to threaten me that does not involve my badge?
Out of the room!
Despite my repeated warnings, you show no signs of reflection. It seems I must remind you once more. The Prosecutorial Investigation Committee can't leave someone such as yourself unchecked. Objection! Neither the fate of my badge nor the actions of the committee will impede my progress, proving Mr. Key's innocence. That is all that concerns me. Your words are like those of a defense attorney. If you are willing to go that far, then I will show no leniency. In the name of the goddess of law, I shall turn your words against you. And at that moment, you will forfeit the title of prosecutor. You shall regret this. Judge Courtney's reasoning. I shared my reasoning with you the day before. Since Mr. Elbert did not see the body when he passed through the tunnel, it could only have been dropped down the well during the show. The only one who could have performed such an act is the suspect. Naturally, you have evidence to support your reasoning.
Of course she does. Who do you think she is?
Earlier, I received the official autopsy report. Babysitting that kid must be difficult. The time of death was the night before the body was discovered. In other words, the day before the show. The cause of death remains unchanged, a stab wound 4 inches deep. That seems to line up with the things that we've been finding. Simon Keyes was not present on the stage for a period of 15 minutes. There was sufficient time for him to drop the body down the well. She has not investigated the courtyard yet. That means, it seems there is a hole in your argument. You seem quite confident. Can you present evidence to support your claim? Of course I can, and I will. Rebuttal! So we're gonna press some things first. You shared your reasoning. So you continue to believe Mr. Keyes is the murderer, just as you continue to speak as if he is not. Do you have any decisive evidence? Do you know the identity of the true criminal? You do realize you need proper evidence, too. I am a representative of the goddess of law. My words are her own holy orders. Indeed, if I state something is black, it is black. If I say something is white, it is white. So what would you call grey? If you wish to disprove my words, then present your evidence at once. Since Mr. Elbert did not see the body when he passed through the tunnel. Couldn't it be possible that Elbert just failed to notice the body? Assistant's, didn't you also enter the hole? I think they mean Mr. Assistant's assistant, but okay, fine. Huh? How did you know? I noticed that there was some mud stuck on your lovely hair ornament yesterday. That's amazing! Your powers of observation would even put a great thief to shame, and they just did. In the name of the goddess of law, answer me truthfully. If there were a dead body in that tunnel, would it have escaped your notice? Well, the thing is, yeah, I think I would have noticed something like that. Do you understand now? Mr. Elbert did not see the body. It could only have been dropped down the well during the show. That's true. The body was dropped down the well during the show. I'd like to hear your reasoning for this. The day before the show, Mr. Elbert lent the key to Mr. Knightley. The key to Knightley's cell, huh? Mr. Knightley escaped from his cell with the key and entered the cage Mr. Keys had prepared. Mr. Keys then moved the cage to the courtyard and proceeded to murder Mr. Knightley. The next day, when Mr. Elbert passed through the tunnel, he did not come across the body. Please wait a minute, that doesn't seem right at all. Wasn't there a sweet smell in the tunnel? Mr. Knightley must have passed through it. Mr. Knightley passed through the tunnel after Mr. Elbert did. Mr. Elbert passed through the tunnel at the start of the show. However, the body wasn't found until the end of the show. Which is why you believe the body was dropped during the show. Yes, and there's only one person who could have carried out this act. The only one who could have performed such an act is the suspect. I think this is the one that we're going to end up presenting evidence to. Because everything else is a little harder. There's no one else who could have committed the murder. I heard that Miss Mary was present on stage at all times. A great number of the prisoners were also watching the show. Even the prisoners who did not see it have sufficient alibis. How about the guards? Along with the warden, nearly everyone was watching the show. But there must have been a chance for even one of them to approach the well. During the show, none of the guards left their posts. That much is certain. They all testified as such. She's left no room for oversight. Do you finally admit that only Simon Keys could have been the criminal? Judge Courtney has not thoroughly examined the courtyard like we have. So there's a bit of a gap in her argument, right? I should review the evidence we obtained in the courtyard. So the new things that we have are really just the circuit breaker, which is not used yet, and Simon's device, which is absolutely what we're presenting. But to which piece of evidence? Simon used this for the big stunt during the show. Someone switched the weights with the body. Is quite the load to drop. So Mr. Elbert did not see the body when he passed through the tunnel. It could have only been dropped down the well during the show. The only one who could have performed such an act is the suspect. But actually, he's the only one who couldn't have, right? Or unlikely to have. Let's do the device here. Objection! Yeah. Unfortunately for you, Judge Courtney, your argument doesn't hold any water, just like the well. There was a device set up around the well here. What is this device of which you speak? Are you aware of the stunt in which Mr. Keys is blown away by the elephant during the show? I have heard of it. It would have been right before he exits the stage. He tied one end of a length of rope to himself, and the other end to a set of weights. He was able to perform the stunt by dropping these weights down the well.
Wouldn't he have spent the whole play suspended up in the air?
That's why he had a stopper attached to the weighted end. The stopper was removed by pulling another rope. Around the well, we found evidence that the weights were switched with the victim's body. This was done by the real killer in order to shift suspicion away from them. Judging from the time of death, the murder was carried out in the early morning of the show. The true criminal had until the time of the show started to set up the device.
Objection! But didn't Simon Keys make that thing? And since he was also the one who used it, he is the best suspect. Don't you agree?
Objection!
If Mr. Keys was the murderer, he would not have needed to do that. Miss Berry,
Yes?
was there anyone else who knew the device he set up?
Well, let me see. Since we had to get everything about our show approved by the people here at the prison, I'd say there were others who knew about it.
And there you have it.
Overruled! I see. You have indeed performed a thorough investigation, which is why I'm even further perplexed.
Why do you not use your efforts for justice? My actions are not just. Who made that decision?
You cannot understand even that, even now. Providing support to a defense attorney despite being a prosecutor. It is quite unnatural. This goes against the rules.
I'm merely choosing to do what I think is right at this particular time. I travel down the road I have chosen. Your comprehension does not matter in the least. However, if anyone intends to interfere, I will show no mercy.
Perhaps this is a calling from the goddess of law. If you intend to rebel against her divine will,
I will have no choice but to hand down my verdict. Pay heed to my words. I have one more reason to suspect Simon Keys of murder. Does it at last involve a motive of any kind? If the body came from the courtyard, how was Mr. Knightley brought here from the detention center? Only Simon Keys could have provided such an opportunity. Because of this fact, I find it most difficult to suspect any other party of this crime. While Simon Keys was moving supplies for the show, he visited Mr. Knightley's cell. Does that not strike you as odd? Why else would he have brought a large, covered cage with him? Oh, that does seem pretty suspicious. Mr. Keys was merely that kind of person. It is entirely possible that he carelessly brought it there. If that is possible, then it is also possible that he was assisting in the escape. Am I wrong? I suppose I must refute her theory with evidence. Alright, let's press, because at this point she's got to be kind of making stuff up on the fly a little bit. Talking in the courtyard,
Hold it!
you seem to believe that Knightley was killed in the courtyard. So can you say when he was brought here?
on the day of the show, between midnight and 8 a.m.
I am positive it could only have been during that time. So after rehearsal had ended, and before the show began,
The most pressing issue is, how was Mr. Knightley brought here from the detention center?
Hold it!
are you certain there were no other routes?
Trial date had not yet been determined for Mr. Knightley. Since he was not a prisoner, he could not have easily entered the prison. He would have stood out too much.
Meaning no one testified seeing him there.
Well done. May you be blessed by the goddess of law. As I said, Mr. Knightley was taken into the prison through a less conspicuous manner. Only Simon Keys could have provided such an opportunity.
Hold it!
Are you certain that he was the only person who had the opportunity?
Have you forgotten? This is a prison. Due to the constant supervision, it would be impossible to do anything unusual.
Hold it!
Then wouldn't it be the same for Mr. Keys?
Overruled! The warden has shown favor to the Berry Big Circus. Simon Keys is a circus member. Miss Berry's apprentice, no less. It could only have been him. He was able to move out freely within the facility.
Objection!
It seems that you forgot to mention that. The word forget does not exist in my dictionary. Then it would be prudent for you to add this to your argument. Mr. Keyes may have been the only person who could move around freely in the prison. But on the day of the murder, there was a gap in time missing from the surveillance records. During that time, anyone could have done as they pleased. Do I have proof of this gap in the surveillance records? Yes, because of the camera.
Take that!
Mr. Keyes wasn't the only one who had the opportunity.
Who else could have had the opportunity, huh?
The timestamp on the security camera is off by 3 hours. This means there was a 3-hour gap in time. During that time, anyone could have done it. If that were the case, then the murderer would have created the gap in time intentionally. It would not have been a simple camera failure. Are you saying that it's possible? It's possible if you had access to this, the circuit breaker.
Take that!
In this courtyard, we found the circuit breaker for the security camera, and it was possible to access the breaker room both before and after the murder.
What? Oh.
Unfortunately, it appears that you have fallen short of your intentions. Mr. Edgeworth hasn't fallen short of anything. He's kind of tall. So can you explain how the murderer obtained the key to the breaker room? Oh yeah, that's right. It was locked, wasn't it? The warden hangs onto the key, right? The breaker room has great importance even in a prison, perhaps especially in a prison. There is no one who would be able to obtain the key so easily.
Objection!
Well, I can think of someone. What did you say? This person, the murderer, was able to get the key. They didn't even need to steal it.
Objection!
There can't be anyone like that, right? Besides, they're breaking into the electrified fences in that room, too.
Only one person could have done this. I didn't want to believe it myself, but I trust that my logic is sound. The person who used the key to enter the break room is... Magical Girl Trucy Wright. No, I think it's gotta be Patricia Rowland. It's the warden.
Take that!
The murderer is... the one Missile doesn't like. Warden Rowland, who happens to be coming in. What a convenient moment, Warden! Oh my, what an energetic little puppy. That's because this dog is extremely fond of sweets. It seems to detect a sweet scent on you. Oh heavens, no, I'm not even wearing perfume or anything of this sort. What the dog detects is the sweet scent of death. The sickeningly sweet smell of decaying flesh. How poetic. However, does that not imply that I committed a murder? That's what I think.
What?
The warden is the murderer? Mr. Edgeworth, are you serious about your statement? Oh, how amusing. The very thought of a warden committing a murder. I kissed the animal around my neck. It sounds like something out of a mystery novel or some kind of attorney game. Precisely. Your reasoning is in contempt.
Hold it!
Nothing of the sort. I do not want to believe it myself, but based on the evidence, I have no choice but to believe it. This evidence proves that Warden Rowland is the murderer. Proves? Is it just a circuit breaker? I'm gonna do the circuit breaker. I'm not 100% confident in this. This proves you are the murderer. Treating me like a criminal just because of it is so cruel. It's not that. That doesn't even have anything to do with me. No.
That wasn't it. You saw his reaction to Warden Roland earlier. What was the cause of it? I need to let that guide me to the answer.
I suppose your accusation was nothing more than your joke in poor taste after all.
No, it is not, Warden Roland. You are the murderer.
Then why don't you show us the evidence?
This evidence proves that Warden Roland is the murderer. I think it might actually be the sweet smell. He didn't pick up the sweet smell because of the tunnel. The tunnel picked up the sweet smell because of her.
Take that!
The smell gave you away. As you can plainly see, someone has taken notice. This police dog. He tracked a sweet smell that came from the body. And right now he is telling us that the same scent is also on Warden Roland. You're a cruel one to accuse me of murder based on something like that. Right, Justine, darling?
It appears that Judge Courtney has reached the same conclusion as I have.
Mr. Edgeworth, this couldn't have just been coincidence, could it?
The key to the breaker room and the same scent on the body. If it were only one, it could have been seen as such.
It appears we've reached a conclusion. We should now listen to what the warden has to say.
Indeed, until we do, we cannot close this case.
Oh my goodness, everyone with such scary faces. So I'm the only one who could have been the murderer. That just cannot be.
Why I can't be the killer. What's she slamming that gavel on? The floor, I think.
I heard all about the case from Justine Dowling here. Had they committed the murder, it would have taken place inside the holding cell. But I couldn't have moved the body. I never went into the prison. I was caught up in my work up until the show. I was stuck in my office. Check up on it if you like. You'll find there's no record of me entering the prison. I don't know what reasoning you had, but I can say for sure, I cannot be the killer.
I missile barked at you, pal. You gotta be the culprit.
Oh, heavens, it's not possible. I already told you I never went to the prison. If you think I'm lying, why don't you check the records?
She wants us to check the records. She does seem confident. For now, all we can do is listen to her and try to draw out more information.
I do hope you understand, Mr. Edgeworth.
Okay.
I heard all about the case from Justine Dowling here.
Hold it!
From Judge Courtney, are you too close?
As close as fish and water. Are you jealous? Yes, that we rub up against one another.
Jealous? Hey, who?
On the first day of the investigation, she filled us in on the situation. In exchange for our cooperation, she explained the details of the case to us. How could you say that? You're so mean, Justine, darling. The truth is the truth. I believe it should be told as such.
For some reason, those two seem kind of scary.
Had I committed the murder, it would have taken place inside the holding cell.
This is the thing I think that we can kind of catch her on.
Hold it!
The murder occurred inside the cell. How can you be so certain about that?
Well, everyone else would be under surveillance, right? And the victim's blood was found there too.
That blood was actually from when he was struck by Elbert, but I don't think it's necessary to inform her this fact. That doesn't mean it's proven. You do know that.
But I see no contradictions in assuming the crime scene was at the detention center. But I couldn't have moved the body. I never went into the prison.
Hold it!
You've never went into the prison? Do you have proof of this?
My, can't you wait for me to finish? I was caught up in my work up until the show. I was stuck in my office.
Hold it!
You were in your office the whole time. Nothing strange happened.
Yep, nothing at all.
Were you looking for something?
I'm not too good at tidying up. I always forget where I put everything. The other day, I even lost track of an important piece of evidence.
How could you have made such a grave error?
If someone were to take something from me, I wouldn't even notice it the entire year.
I guess it would be hard to attack with the key to the breaker room.
The day of the incident, I was working in my office and searching for lost items. In other words, I couldn't have gone to the prison, even if I had wanted to. Check up on it if you like. You'll find there's no record of me entering the prison.
Hold it!
You did not enter the prison from the entrance. But what if there was another route?
Oh my, are you suggesting something like a secret passage? I don't know if anything like that exists.
The garden! She has direct access to there from the window outside her office. It is my firm belief you did possess an alternate route. That route was neither the entrance nor a secret passage. The route you used was from here. To the garden, right here. It's a very short trip.
The barbed wire fence.
You would have moved nightly to your office first. This office leads directly to the garden side of the courtyard. If you had moved through here and passed the barbed wire fence, you would have arrived at the prison without passing through the entrance or a tunnel.
I wonder what Mr. Edgeworth is saying. Haven't you noticed there's a high voltage current running through the fence?
Yeah, obviously she couldn't have passed through it like that. It would have been pretty shocking.
The current of the fence could be switched off at the breaker room. And you were the only one who had the key, Warden Roland.
Most amusing. However, the breaker room is located on the prison side of the courtyard. How would the warden have accessed it from the detention center? Ah, quite right. Got you there, Mr. Edgeworth.
That's...
If there is no record of her passing through the prison entrance, it would not have been impossible for her to turn off the fence's breaker.
But Warden Roland was the only one who had access.
Don't let this faze you, Miles.
But if I don't have a solution for this, she'll get away.
Now, Uncle Ray never said don't think, you know.
It's just not good to be so stubborn about it, that's all. But no matter how you think about it, Warden Roland couldn't have done this alone.
Prosecutor Edgeworth, if you have failed to come up with a new possible...
I'm not amused, interrupting my judgment only to be silent. Without thinking, I just blurted out objection. I have to answer. I only this in here, and also I was doing my stand here and wait and be kind of smug thing that I do sometimes, and I was just kind of defaulting to it. My reasoning is not over yet.
So how did she use the breaker without leaving the detention center?
It's perfectly possible. With this method. What made it possible to turn off the breaker? An accomplice. Right? It was indeed impossible for one person. But what if there were two? Exactly. Just what I expected from you, Miles. Yes, you had an accomplice on the prison side.
Enough. I am disappointed in you, Prosecutor Edgeworth.
What's that, pal? You making fun of Mr. Edgeworth?
The inmates in this prison all wear bracelets.
If they try and go where they please, they will set off the alarm.
So you notice this is a prison after all. Not only the prisoners, but the guards too are under constant scrutiny.
So why didn't anyone notice Elbird?
The only ones allowed to move around freely are the animals. and they certainly could not have used the breaker.
But it's still possible that a person did it.
Excluding the inmates and the guards, just what kind of person would you say it was?
They can't exclude the inmates and guards just yet. There was only one person, one whose movement was not restricted. The evidence shows that there was someone in the prison who could move around freely, someone who had a bracelet that wasn't quite working correctly.
Take that!
That is, it looks like the bracelet worn by the prisoners.
This belongs to a certain model inmate.
And it's broken. What? Just who on earth does this belong to?
Frank saw it, the warden's favorite inmate. Don't you think it's strange? He managed to keep this hidden while he moved around freely in his daily prison life. Golly, when you think about it, it shouldn't be possible. I'd hazard a guess that this was because he was a special case. Just like Sir Dogan in the special cell.
The prosecutor's statement is mere conjecture.
You could find out by simply asking Sort himself. It is my firm belief that Mr. Sort and Warden Roland were partners in crime. Due to their collaboration, another route surfaces. The real route by which Knightley's body was moved to the prison. There were two obstacles that needed to be dealt with. The security camera in front of Knightley's cell and the electric fence in the courtyard. Both these problems could have been solved with a single stroke, by having Sort switch off the breakers in the breaker room.
Mr. Edgeworth, could you wait one moment?
Do you still intend to deny it, Warden Roland?
I give in. I confess.
Warden Roland?
No, this cannot be. Yes, it's just as he says. Frank Sort and I were partners in crime.
No way!
Did it, Mr. Edgeworth? Well done, Miles. At last we have the real culprit cornered.
Like Mr. Edgeworth said, Frankie operated the breaker. But we were not responsible for Knightley's murder.
What?
Warden Roland, whatever do you mean? Judge Courtney, would the goddess of law hear my confession? The goddess of law is merciful. She will absolve you. I was being threatened. That's why I had no choice but to do as I was told.
So who was threatening you?
Sir Dogan, that assassin.
Dogan?
It's been going on since that man came to the prison. I will never forget that day. When we were both alone, he suddenly said to me,
I have many dogs outside the prison.
Dogs?
Loyal dogs who obey my every command.
I soon realized that what Dogan referred to were not really dogs, not literally dogs, no, and not cats or other animals, but his human henchmen. Yes, it was a metaphor. And that's not all he said.
You'd better watch how you treat me. If you don't want you and your family to become dog food.
I had no choice. I gave him the special cell. I gave him anything he desired.
Anything he desired. And you don't mean the supplier.
That's right. Anything he ordered, I would deliver to him. An underground dealership. I was the one who won over Frankie. It was simple. I just offered him special privileges within the prison. And these underground dealings? Once a week, in the middle of the night, Frankie would shut off 2 of the breakers. so I could move from my office to the courtyard without being seen by the security camera. I would go past the fence and drop the goods down the well near the prison. And then I'd sprinkle this perfume over it.
So that's the true identity of the sweet scent.
The scent of perfume was a signal for Dogen's dog. After picking up the scent, it would carry the goods to Dogen. Of course, this had to be done while Albert was away from his cell.
I'm surprised you never found out about it, pal.
We have a strict timetable here at the prison. Meal time, exercise time. It's easy to know when he's away from his cell. And since little Rocky is afraid of Dogen's dog, I didn't have to worry about him making noise.
So having full knowledge of the prison's inner workings, she made the deliveries herself. This would have ensured there were no slip-ups.
Frankie would turn the breakers back on in the early morning, and the delivery was complete. He then modified the timestamp on the security camera. You have told us a great deal. The goddess of law accepts your penitent confession. Is the warden of the prison. How could I have done such a foolish thing? The day Knightley was killed was also a delivery day. It seems Frankie was working the breakers as usual. But that day, I had nothing to send, so I did not go to the courtyard at all.
The secret of the supply system. So then Warden Roland was...
The police have been searching for Dogen's henchmen for ages. I have also been helping them, but... I've been interrogating him personally in my office, but... No matter how much evidence we have on him, we can't get a single word out of him.
So the reason you kept on interrogating him?
Yes, it was to find his henchmen.
That's a very interesting pose.
I borrowed all the evidence from the police and carried out the interrogation myself. I kept an eye on all his actions and examined all of his mail.
Mail? Like his correspondence, chess letters.
But I could never uncover the true identity of his henchmen.
Did she kill Knightley because she thought Knightley was one of his henchmen?
This fear, it's something you could never understand.
Suddenly her motive makes sense.
Prosecutor Edgeworth, you were listening, right? I'd say this confession clears the warden of all suspicion. Is it really necessary to press her further than this?
Is it necessary to press her further? Yeah, we're gonna press her. She's about to snap! Judge Courtney, my questioning isn't over yet. I'm sure the goddess of law isn't satisfied yet either.
You mean to badger this woman further?
Even if she was threatened by Dogen, this does not prove she was not the culprit in this case. She was able to use the supply route to transport Knightley's body.
Do you have any evidence to support this?
The body gave off a sweet scent. The scent of perfume that was used to signify a delivery. Can you explain this fact?
Oh, of course. Since I have made so many deliveries, the scent would have lingered around the well. When the body was moved through the well, the scent would have transferred to it.
Perfume can be pretty strong, but it's not often quite that strong.
Mr. Albert also testified to this fact.
That's it. For some reason, that well gave off a nice scent.
A nice scent?
I don't know what it was, but it smelled sweet like candy. Or like flowers or something, you know, like that perfume.
The lingering scent in the well would of course be picked up by anything passing through.
Yeah.
The defense rests, I see. In that case, court is adjourned.
Mr. Edgeworth, isn't there anything we can do? What should I do? Is this as far as I can go?
Is it over already?
Yes, Sebastian, it is. And now, court is officially adjourned.
Who's holding it? Who's holding things?
Who's that? Which one of you? We all look shocked. Who?
Hey, I didn't get a hold it sound. It's not nice you to adjourn things just like that, Courtney Pie. Hey.
Mr. Shields, are you objecting to the court adjourning?
Of course not. I ain't got no objection or anything like that. Go ahead and adjourn court. Do whatever you like.
Hey, what are you doing, Mr. Shields?
Whoa there, calm down, Kay. Who wants some chocolate?
Is this a joke?
Hey, you have to excuse me. I just have one tiny request to make. As Simon Key's attorney,
That's right. You're the defense attorney in charge of this case, aren't you?
exactly. And you all forget? That's so mean. I know he's been talking a lot. That guy. What a kid. Miles. My assistant. Pretty nice.
But you just left everything into Mr. Edgeworth and didn't do anything at all.
Yeah, that's right. Yeah, that's why. I thought I'd do my job a bit.
Do your job? That hardly sounds like you at all.
It's to prepare for the trial. I'd like to ask the warden a few questions.
Surely you jest. What more would you expect to hear from her?
Well, Miss Warden, I'd like to hear your thoughts on the culprit.
My thoughts?
Uncle Ray believes that Simon is not the culprit. It seems that Miss Warden also suspects someone other than Simon. I'd like to hear you out.
Who are you gonna try to pin it on?
Mr. Edgeworth, what's Mr. Shields up to? He's trying to lure Warden Roland into testifying. Why was the supply route used to transport the body? I'd say it was to pin the crime on Dogan. I see! If he committed a murder here, he would be transferred to another prison, one with tighter security. And that would get rid of the troublemaker. Exactly. She wouldn't pass up a chance like that.
Hey, hold on a sec. A culprit besides Simon? What do you mean? Simon was the one I was supposed to prosecute.
Exactly. So wouldn't it be better if Debeste also listened to what she has to say?
Amazing, Mr. Shields.
Amazing, Mr. Shields, you managed to drag Mr. Debeste into this too. Warden Roland, is this acceptable? Oh, it's fine. It's fine. You understand a woman's heart.
Thank you, mademoiselle. I feel like usually I don't, but
Actually, I thought this over. I'd like to tell you my thoughts. You'll let me speak, won't you, Justin, darling? Of course, you may speak. But the shield's awesome!
that was a close one. Shave.
Thank you, Mr. Shields.
No. I'm still leaving the rest of you. Remember what I said? The defense attorney never gives up. The fate of our client rests on your shoulders after all. It'd be uncool if Uncle Ray didn't put that into practice, huh? Yeah, huh? Now then, Miles. It's your turn to show you'll never give up.
Right. Well then, will you listen to my story?